Welcome to day 15. Today is eyes are the key to the soul. I left it at the because eyes are also the key to the ego. Our eyes are so powerful. It always starts at the eye. So today is all about awareness. And this really, really helps understand ego. The expansion is also about stripping things right back. And our eyes hold the key. A real conversation is from eye to eye. That stare is so powerful. So powerful. That stare with presence and intention can change someone's life. I'm going to share an example with you. And this is all through observations. So I mentioned that word awareness and stripping things right back. So we've now explored ego one-on-one, the layers of the ego one-on-one. So now we're going to start exploring people in our day-to-day, complete strangers. And as we go through the day, there are moments which I encourage to have some fun with the eyes. And we talk about protecting our energy, our safe space. Your eyes can determine that above anything else. So if we look at the three-part being, body, mind, soul. So let's start from the body. As we explored, the body is intelligence by design. So the eyes of the body, the human experience. Then, when we make eye contact, the mind, the eye to eye. So it's me, you, and then the I, the self, the soul, the observer, the witness, the awareness. So looking through the eyes of the soul is looking through all eyes. Me, you, and us. Me, you, and God. The highest perspective. So I said eyes are the key to the soul, and also the ego too. When we bring awareness and we show up every day as the soul, your truth is your truth. And with that awareness, you get to put in your boundaries to protect your energy. We've established that our truth is our feelings, that is the soul. And anything that's not our feelings is not our truth. That's quite simple. Yet when we go on our day-to-day and we come in contact with many other people, and sometimes without the awareness, many of these signs go straight past us. Sometimes we get distracted. Our eyes get pulled from left to right. get caught up from eye to eye. And eye contact, that is an energy transfer. And if we're unaware and not paying attention, we can get caught up in the drama. So we always have a choice of where our eyes stare, that soul stare. So let me explain. So a great analogy is driving. And we talk about taking things personally, getting attached to other people. Driving's a great example of that. We're always trying to find out who it is that's driving in that car, that pulled up that quickly. Who's driving like that? We're trying to find out. It's the car. It's the car. It's the person in the car. That's the next level to this. If we can just accept that just took place, what is my truth? Can I pull myself back? Can I take over? Do I need to go eye to eye? Because that unconscious state, road rage, see it all the time. So, protecting your energy with your stare. Imagine you've just pulled up at the traffic lights. It's late at night. You on your own. And next to you, a car pulls and sits at the red light. You can feel that there's people looking at you in this car. You can feel the eyes on you. So in that moment, you have a choice. You can choose to look and engage. And by making that choice, you enter that space. You don't know. So if you make contact with that eyes, what's on the receiving end? And if we choose to stay present and focus on the road ahead, on the path ahead, imagine from an energy exchange, they're intimidating in that car, and you turn and lock eyes, you've entered that drama. That can be uncomfortable, nerve-wracking. But we chose to engage. We got pulled in by that energy. If we chose to stay on that road ahead, the lights go green, you take off, and the energy coming from the other person just gets cut off. It goes straight past. And that's just a little example. And I've seen altercations at traffic lights based on eye to eye, ego, latches on. We enter the drama. So if we can go through our day and have some fun with this, to set the intention to keep the eyes on the road, and the eyes on the road, eyes on the path. So with my words, imagine you're looking through the eyes and you're walking down the road. You have an 8-foot, 2-meter force field around you. Wherever you go, there's a big circle, 8 foot. That's your secret space, your safe space. So as you walk down the road, using your eyes, you're looking around. You can see people here, people there. And then you'll continue in that walk. that 8 foot, that 2-meter circle or circumference around you, that's your safe zone. And if anyone then enters that space, when they get close by, if we choose to look at the eyes of the other people, we can get caught up in that energy. So we're going to strip it right back, and this is where we can have some fun. And to note, this is not something you need to do every day. Making eye contact with people is amazing. But it's also great to strip it back, to keep your eyes focused on your path. Because what takes place is ego. We're always seeking to look up and down, to try to understand, to work out, to get involved. And quite often that can be a waste of energy. And when we've set the intention to focus on self, then we have a choice to engage. We bring awareness to what takes place. And it's so interesting, so interesting. So I choose who comes into my space, my protective space. So I'm scouting around all the time. And I get a feel from energy. You can kind of see your eyes on the road. And I decide who gets my eyes and who gets me looking straight forward. People want to look. People want to prove a point. People want to be heard, be seen, make noise. And it's that eyes that gives the authority. It opens up the door. And we don't know what comes after that. And if we choose to engage, then we've accepted what's to come next. And it is fascinating. So keep that 8 foot, that 2-meter circumference space. That's your protective zone. And then we work on trying that in public, that anyone enters your zone for one moment, no eye contact, none at all. And what does this do? It brings awareness to how often our eyes get pulled from left to right. We're looking at every person that goes past. When we walk on the side of the roads, when cars turn past, we're looking in the car, they're looking at us. Energy, energy, energy. We don't know where they have been, their feelings, the stresses, the pain, we don't know. And just in that eye contact, we can pick up on that energy. So an example to work on this and really test yourself is in a space like a gym, in a shopping centre. A space where there is a lot of people around. Walking in your zone with eyes out in front, naturally with that intention, chest will be high. There will be this energy about you and that intention. No one is going to pull me off path. No one's going to take my energy in this space. And just see what comes up, because we get influenced, we get persuaded, we get pulled here, we get pulled there. Ego likes to attract, to make noise. It's interesting. Coffee shops. When you overhear a conversation, you're minding your own business, and then you overhear, and there's something that makes us look. And the person speaking, they catch eyes. What happens next? They know now you're looking. So whatever made you look, let's take it from the negative. Something they say is like, oh, what takes place next? Their ego's being triggered, ignited. So whilst we're doing our work, it's louder, louder, re-emphasized. We've invited that on. And people speak to be heard, because as we found out, most people in this life are not heard. But in that illusion, the act, we get caught up in that ego. We give our power away. When we're unconscious, which is most of our day, we can get caught without even realizing. Real lies in, real eyes. We get caught up in that. So the power of that soul stare with attention and then intention. When you come from a place of knowing and your energy is pure and you get that excitement, your stare can transform someone. You can look them straight in the eyes and you connect with their soul. So when we take that sight away, when we then choose to give our eyes with meaning, with emphasis, with care, with love, watch how it's received. It's noticed, it's felt. I make a point now, when anyone serves me, I stare straight in their eyes, not uncomfortably. I stare in their eyes and say thank you. I ask them a question. There's no other flinching. I hold that stare, and you can feel it's like, oh, they've appreciated me, they've noticed me. And usually there's a thank you that comes back. Some of the things that are taking place here, just by noticing someone and then consistently show up, they notice you too. It's amazing. So when we strip it right back first, we take away that stare, we choose then who comes into our space. And then when we do have those connections, the power of that is on another level, that is expandant, that's expansion. So we take things away to then bring it back, and you'll see where you want to choose your eyes to go. And that power of saying no, just from the eyes, and keeping yourself focused on you. That energy is received too. It's respected, is appreciated. You'll feel the ego go off. You may feel judgment made about you. You hear noise. You hear words. All of that is to get your attention. And with your intention to focus on you, you'll learn a lot about that in those moments. I've had so much now awareness from this. I have my own little games. When I go into the gym, no one makes eye contact with me, certain days. And you can see people want your attention, people posing, people slam their weights down. And if you stay in the same space long enough, you'll feel them trying to get your attention. There'll be a cough, there'll be a laugh out loud, there'll be a clunk, there'll be a noise. Learn from it. It's amazing. And every point of the way, it feels like you're getting pulled. But you stand on your truth from the eyes. So I'm also going to share a really powerful moment I had 2020 when the world locked down, my heart opened up. There was a knowing, a complete connection to self. Now I look back, that's connection to God. It was like the spirit worked through me. And I was mentoring someone who was going through his coaching course, and he was my mentee. So I helped him whenever he needed anything on the course, he'd come to me. And because I've already been through that process, I've had experience. So I invited him on meditation. And you'll see in this video the power of the stare. When everything else is cleared, Mind, body, soul. All you have is truth. And in that stare, you'll see there was a trance that took place. A moment of silence, bliss. It was magic. I watched this back. I'm going to watch it again now. But I watch this back, and every time I do, it blows me away. No words at all. And what made it even more magical, that there was the moonlight that just took place, shined on his face in that stare. And if you listen to his words after, he just surrendered. That was the power of the stare. And looking back, that was the power of that knowing. I know. I know the power inside me. I know I am pure. I am love. All the things that we've gone through as the soul. That is our truth. And if I put that into practice, my eyes, then it really goes and becomes obviously clear that the power starts from our eyes. That is our truth. That also shows that words is just extensions of the truth. Words are meaning from the mind. Your energy is the truth. Your soul. You'll notice by working at this how little people like to look in the eyes. Their attention goes away. How many people are focused? That stare. We could look at that as uncomfortable because it's rare. Yeah, that stare comes from you first, the self, the soul. Always starts from the self. And there's no need to explain. Any reactions from anyone else can only be ego. Just standing in your truth. Stillness, face expressions. It all comes back. So ego and soul, the eyes, the key. With our awareness, with our eyes, and putting this into practice, it then provides us with that choice from a foundation, without meaning, pure experience. Pure energy. So I would love to know what comes up for you in this, because this is just something to work out each time. Honestly, have fun. Play around with your zone. Note what takes place. What did you learn? What did you notice? What can you do differently? And then you'll straight away start appreciating your eyes so much more. You appreciate the choice that you have in every moment. And then when we go into our meditations, when the eyes are closed, we appreciate that stillness. That place of peace. That knowing. The insight. Eyes are key to the soul.